There are 3 significant rules any owner of a mogwai, a seemingly innocuous ball of fluff, must follow. Do not allow them to see bright light, it'll kill them. Do not get the mogwai wet, it will cause them to reproduce. Never ever feed them after midnight, as this will cause the mogwai to cocoon into a scalier, violent, vicious form. Although when thought through rationally, this last rule doesn't really make much sense, as where is the line between before and after midnight? Isn't each day technically after and before midnight? Overthinking and nitpicking aside, this is Joe Dante's popular festive horror comedy, monster movie Gremlins. The film effortlessly meshes light humour, slapstick and Saturday morning cartoon influences with inventive practical effects, body horror, and a sense for violence more shocking than may be expected. This versatile embracing of tones is all wrapped up and packaged wonderfully with its festive setting. Christmas is on its way, and the close-knit community of this town is celebrating eagerly. Billy's father has discovered an unusual gift for his son, a mogwai, at a mystical shop hidden away with the intention of giving his son an early Christmas present. However, the established rules of looking after the mogwai are all broken eventually. Gremlins is most certainly a Christmas film, even if a potentially unconventional one. The film may focus much on the shocks and violence of the outrageous gremlins later in the film, but the film is surprisingly Dickensian. The character Mrs. Deagle is the local Ebenezer Scrooge. She is selfish, callous and harsh in her demeanour. When she arrives at Billy's place of work with a broken snowman ornament, she blames Billy's dog Barney. Billy suggests he pay for the damages, but this isn't good enough for Mrs. Deagle. She wants to see the dog die a slow death. She is a particularly unpleasant character. The difference between her and Scrooge is that Scrooge learns the error of his ways in A Christmas Carol, whereas the gremlins cause her stair-descending chair to malfunction and throw her to her death. It's a comical slapstick death, the violence isn't really the focus, and yet she likely dies one of the funniest deaths in the whole film. Billy's early Christmas gift is Gizmo the Mogwai, an innocent, sweet-natured, gentle being who bonds with Billy similarly to the way an affectionate pet bonds with their owner. These sequences are cute, aided by the sentimental round eyes of Gizmo as if in a mixed state of sad delight. Such sequences like this may even feel quite nostalgic, reminiscent of times when we ourselves have received a gift with such thought and appreciation that we can't help but feel that fulfilling warm emotion that we know we are clearly loved if someone has considered to such an extent what we may enjoy. Contrast this warm, nostalgic, festive feeling with Kate Beringer's darker experience with The Winter Holiday. She tells Billy she doesn't celebrate Christmas, much to his shock and surprise. She even suggests that suicide rates rise around Christmas time. Later in the film, it is revealed why she doesn't celebrate the holiday. Her father went missing during this period when she was a child. Christmas passed and there was no sign of her father until she one night lights a fire in the fireplace and a foul smell filled the air. Her father was in the chimney dressed as Santa Claus and broke his neck on the way down to provide a fun surprise for his daughter. This tonal shift towards morbidity and the downbeat is a stark contrast to lighter, more festive and nostalgic scenes, typical of the Christmas film genre. In an accessible manner, the film is making the viewer consider the possibility as to why someone may not be looking forward to this time of year. Not all memories attached to the holiday are bound to be positive. From juggling the sweet nostalgia to the darker memories of this film's tone, we reach the violence of the gremlins. They are reproduced from Gizmo and evolve once they have tricked Billy to feed them after midnight. Once hatched from their cocoons, chaos reigns on the town. The damage these gremlins do can vary from the silly. A scene where gremlins take over a local bar shifts from cartoonesque humour, such as a brooding noir-inspired gremlin being interrupted by a gremlin with crude puppets, to a stereotypical 1980s workout gremlin performing absurd routines Jane Fonda would struggle to match, to truly gruesome, a scene where Billy's mother fights gremlins in her kitchen, blending one, squirting gremlin blood all over the place, to killing another with the microwave, making the little green bugger explode. Although both scenes are amusing, the bar scene clearly plays the chaos of the gremlins for humour, whereas the scene with Billy's mother is more intense, as this character is clearly not a natural fighter, but tries her best to defend her home. The film is incredibly versatile and effortless when bouncing between tonal shifts. In conclusion, Joe Dante's Gremlins, a popular movie that mixes the Christmas movie genre with comedy, horror, tragedy and nostalgia, bounces between these different tones so so easily. The film has found a complementing mixture that manages to work effortlessly for the viewer's enjoyment without distracting from the film's other tones. It's sweet and sentimental, but this sweetness does not disrupt from the shock of Kate's disturbing family past. Its violence verges on the gruesome, yet the film is hilarious. It isn't easy to balance these tones so effectively, which is likely why Gremlins has become such a popular classic.